Good morning, everybody. We're here at Kensington Metropark in southern Michigan. It's one of the largest metro parks in the area. I'm going to put my pack on and we'll see you in a little bit. So this has some nice foreground light. I like the angle, you know, the horizon, and then the angle of the bank to the horizon line. Makes a nice composition. And with a little bit of wildlife in here, I think that adds a lot of interest to the painting. Of course, there is wind. The nice thing about having wind is the mosquitoes can't land on you. So there's a big advantage here to being on this little peak of land next to the main lake. So I'm going to show you, this is a Winsor Newton studio easel is actually what it is, but it's very lightweight and easy to take places. And how you want to orient your easel is so you can be right in front of it and not block the scene actually that you're trying to paint, which is this here. Now you may notice that there's already a color on my canvas. A lot of artists do this. They use any color really. I've seen black even. The main thing is to get it from white to another color so that you can have a medium range to begin with, and that way you can go to light and dark a lot easier. After you've placed all your colors where they're supposed to go, the lights and darks, the ins and outs of the trees, you come back and soften things so that it pushes it back into space there. And then if you want to take actually some of the colors of the trees that you just use this brush for, put it in the water, because that's actually what this is a reflection of those trees. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed today. watching the painting of this beautiful scene. Back in the studio at Arms Creek, and what we're going to do now is we're going to take the painting that we worked on this morning and we're going to change a few details and add some things to it. We're going to adjust some of the lights and darks, but not a whole lot, because the real charm of a plein air painting is the fact that you've done it on site, and so the colors that you've picked and the things that you've done have been pretty true to life. But there are some things that happen in plein air. You get bugs in your painting, and you get hairs on it, you know, from a Weimaraner, and other things that can happen. It can slide around in your car, and so often it's a good thing to take it back into the studio before the paint dries and while the image is still fresh in your mind of being out there painting and that experience, to just freshen it up a little bit and maybe add a few more details, and then I'll be right back. A little bit on the trees here on the left side, and want to bring them forward, and in order to do that I'm going to add some more highlights to them. Most of this work I've been doing with this brush right here, just a simple round, and not too thin either, because you don't want to get too detailed in these things. But then this is a well-loved flat brush, loved to the point where the bristles are so soft and pliable. This is one that I use a lot for blending. It's what I use to blend this up in here. So I'm going to just come back and put a little blending in here to soften this. So now I'm going to play around a little bit with palette knives. Which I didn't take out in the field with me today. And I also found another well-loved fan brush, which might be a little bit too well loved, but we'll see. Because I do think I need a few more grasses here to come up, and I also need to define this bank somehow. Either I need to darken the water more and lighten this up, or vice versa. So it needs to just separate a little bit more from the water. So we're going to play around with that a little bit, and I think I might actually bring this bank down again one more time with the blue first. So we're going to do that. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit lighter tone now, and a little bit more yellow in the grass as we come up to the foreground here. Again, it's on the edge. You want to just use that little edge right there, that little edge, and then come back with the full brush and soften it off just a bit. If you want something to stick to a lot of paint, you have to thin it out. The thinner it is, the better it's going to stick. The reason I'm doing that is the fan brush, it'll take grasses only in one direction. As you see, all these things are going in one direction, and grass, of course, never grows that way. And so if we do a couple that are crossways here in the foreground, it shows that, you know, the eye will make up the difference in the whole rest of the painting. And here's the final painting. The swan made it in at the last minute because of its altercation with Maestro. I thought that maybe it should be in there. Well, we hope that you've enjoyed watching today, this morning out in the park, and this afternoon when we did the final touches on the painting. And they would come back and join us again as we travel across America for the American Paintout. And we'll see you again next time. Bye.